scary story?
It is a scary story. It's very scary because I was literally that fat at the time.
You know, you would have to be like the pasty, weird head just floating in the background there. I love it, but that's great, Alex. That's great.
Oh man. So,
You
welcome
look like
to a
Uncle Fester.
very merry Halloween episode of the Brat Chat podcast. Now we've got another. It's a fun one. It's always a fun one when you've got Alex Bagwell here with you. Tonight we're going to be talking about Halloween stuff on base. I got some stories. I'm going to start off with a story that is not military related, but we were talking about Shrek just a moment ago, and Find Your Shrek. So when I was working at Goodwill, I didn't really have an idea for a costume, but I had some Ren Fair stuff. I had a red tunic, I had a leather belt, and I had linen trousers. So I wore that, and this little girl, runs up to me in the middle of the store, and she says, "Are you Shrek?" And I was like, Jesus, I am out of shape. Oh, man.
I thought you said it was a scary story, Jesse.
It is, because I was that fat.
You scared to look at yourself? No, you can't be. No, you can't be scared to look at yourself in the mirror. That's just bad. But anyways, guys, welcome to Brat Chat this week. This is a special Halloween episode. Now we are going to be doing multiple episodes with Alex, but we caught up with Alex after over 20 years. We've actually been hanging out for a bit. And Alex wants to share, some stories and some things. And so today, with our special Halloween episodes, we are going to be sharing, military Halloween type traditions, and we're going to be sharing, some other things too, as far as military type Halloween stories. So Alex wants to share some of those. I'm going to give it over to Alex. Let Alex introduce himself. And then we can get started with everything, and it's going to be a great show. So I'm really looking forward to it, and let's see if Alex can scare us, because he's already got the black background with the you look like a floating head. I love it. It reminds me of the Bohemian Rhapsody music video, like the backdrop. It's great.
So right now I've got I've just got done watching Castle. I was watching Castle right now.
It's okay.
So I'm kind of like, I'm sitting in the bedroom. My son's got people in our other room and everything. So that's why I'm in bedroom. Wife's half sleeping. So
Hey, that's what we do. Life happens. Life absolutely happens.
But do any of y'all remember Occam? By the way, I'm Alex Bagwell.
Yeah, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Alex. How have you been? Where have you been?
I am Alex Bagwell. I lived in Wiesbaden, Germany. Went to the Wiesbaden Middle School, H.H. Arnold High School. And I actually, for a short time, lived in Bischofsheim, Germany, right next to Hochheim. And then I lived there for about 4 years and moved to right above Occam housing. And so I lived near a graveyard in Occam. So that was interesting. But
okay. So is that where your ghost story is going to come from today? Is it the ghost story of Occam housing?
Because I lived near what is known as the Black Church of Bischofsheim.
Okay.
So in the late 1500s, there was a nun killed for doing black magic.
You are loud.
Hold on, I might have to move. I am moving. Here. We'll edit this out.
Can we edit this out, Jesse? Can we edit from the middle?
Dude, yeah, no problem.
Okay, cool.
I'll do a film dissolve, and then I'll cut it out, and then do another film dissolve and wang that over, and then You know, good.
Worst case scenario, just put like the superimposed like ghost image over it to where like everything else is blacked out and just like a ghost appears on the screen just for a little bit.
Now, actually, you know what? For you guys watching this right now, you're getting the uncut. None of this is getting cut. We're good to go. Go for it.
All right.
We're not posting this live.
No, not at all.
Jesus, because when you
Anyway.
said it for those watching us right now, I'm like, we're not live.
We can be on my Twitch. I just have to hit one button.
Actually, that might work.
Actually, you know what's hilarious? You know what's hilarious? Okay, because apparently I hate OBS.
That's what we're gonna do.
That is Facebook. Okay.
Nope,
Facebook,
I know what we're gonna do.
What this? Oh my God. Okay. Well, now we have
No,
video.
CEO brain.
Now we have video. Okay, that just happened.
Sorry, CEO brain.
So
this is going to
I have an excuse.
So we may actually be at no, screw it, we're keeping it. It's a horror show. It's a horror show, and this is a producer's worst nightmare. So that's my contribution. And good night, everybody.
Well, that's actually what I was going to say, because I was trying to think about how we can actually like have like subscription on Twitch. And so when you started mentioning Twitch, I said this would be perfect. We could just do like the unedited stuff. That way, if you give us like 99 cents a month, you get all of this stuff.
That's
and
the thing.
That's like exclusive content right there.
Exactly.
You could set Twitch.
Twitch is $5 a month, or is it $6 a month now? I don't know. Whatever it costs, guys. Okay, we're gonna bring it to you. All right. It's happening.
I'm just saying. And then we could do like every episode live too. So if they want to like listen to the live episodes, we'll only post the lives on Twitch.
Yeah, and you know what? You know, okay.
And.
I
like this.
Facebook. I could use Restream, and we could do Facebook streaming as well. I swear, guys, this is a Halloween episode. This is not a board meeting. Because if it were a board meeting, it would be a very, very bad one.
I'm sorry. I am guilty. I am guilty. I am guilty. I can't turn off the consultant CEO brain.
I just got kicked out of the room I was filming in. So.
And it gets even worse when I'm like doing like the CFO stuff. So
no, we're absolutely fine. Like I said.
I'm gonna go. I mean, if I got to, I'm going to film my car so I can sit down.
Oh man! Oh, you know what? This little bastard. Come here.
And. Yeah, that's right. You were supposed to take videos today of your cats for National Cat Day, Jesse. What happened?
This is what's happening. Hey, hi, Hofstetter.
What happened was, he's so cute.
He's just, dude. When you pick him up, he just sits there. He'll stare like up into the corner of the ceiling and just be like, okay. Any minute now. They're going to put me down. Any minute now.
I hit something.
You hit something? Well, don't.
He was trying to share games with y'all.
Don't do that.
Well, so.
Okay, so are we done with the part that we're editing out?
Yes, we're totally editing that out. Okay. Now.
Shut up, Jesse. Make me believe you're editing it out. That's all I care about. And then I will just go about my day and be happy with whatever you create. Okay. I give it to you.
So we were talking about the Black Cathedral. That sounds like a raid from WoW.
It does. Like the Black, or something from Diablo 3.
Right.
Like the Black Cathedral with Wurtzleg. Like.
Well, we were talking about, like, there was a nun that was killed for practicing black magic at this church in this small town, which Bischofsheim translate from German means bishop's home. So, which is interesting. But the more interesting part, which connected to me, was it was on February 21st of that year, which is my birthday in '85. So it was just an odd coincidence that I had read all this. But there is about a year into finding this out, I actually end up going and sitting at this church on my birthday. And there is a like small figure out of the corner of my eye just back and forth. But as soon as you turn and look, you don't see anything. And it was interesting to me to see like a figure. But it definitely was not my first encounter with ghosts.
Mine either. Well, actually, it wouldn't be because it's your story. But so when we lived in Hawaii, right, which is a military brat story because Schofield, all of that. Not that my dad was a Marine or anything. Anyway, civilian, but we're living in Hawaii, and they had, geez, man, you guys are gonna crucify me because I don't remember. Oh my God, they're the night marchers, I think, is what they were called. Anyway, they marched from the mountains to the ocean, and it was
Okay.
supposed to happen on a specific night. And I swear to God, I don't know if it was just like some people acting it out in the ravine behind my house, but I could hear stuff, and I was seeing like purple, like almost like when you see light from behind a black curtain, like purple figures kind of moving across off of my balcony. And I mean, I was like 10, so imagination runs wild if you want to take that route with it. But that was that was like my first Halloween in Hawaii. At least I think it was Halloween. Um, However, yeah, there's actually a lot of really cool ghost stories. Not necessarily ghost stories. There's one about this lady who was hitchhiking in Hawaii, right? She picks up this old lady coming around the side of Mount Kilauea, and she gets to the gas station, drops the lady off, and the guy at the gas station says, "Well, who are you talking to?" She's like, "The old lady that was in my car." He's like, "Lady, there's nobody in that car with you." And she says, "Yeah." She says her name is Pele. Like, that's the goddess of fire. That's she's the one that's inside the volcano. Like,
Wow.
Jesus.
No, I don't really have a lot of ghost stories and things like that. I just know that my mom used to hate when Halloween used to roll around. And it was only because we used to have like the kids' festivals and like the parties and things like that. And for some reason, and this was a big thing in the South, they did it a couple of times up in Germany too, but cakewalks. Do you guys remember cakewalks
I
where like
remember
the songs would
Cakewalk,
like
yeah.
play and you'd walk around in a circle and then you'd have to stop on the little thing when the music stopped to win a
Small
cake.
town South Carolina.
Oh yeah. Anyways, there was one year, my mom, she didn't understand because I told her I needed help coming home from school. She's like, "Well, what do you mean you need help coming home from school?" I'm like, "Well, I won 7 cakes." She's like, "What do you mean you won 7 cakes?" I'm like, "I don't know. I was just walking around in a circle and I just won these 7 cakes." And she's like, "Well, pick the two that you want and give the rest away. Like, we're not going to eat that much cake." Like, I might have been in the second or the third grade, but we used to go to like parties and stuff like that. This is things you don't really see people do anymore, but bobbing for apples. And
Oh
my
yeah.
mom, she always used to tell us, she's like, "Amber, don't you dare go bobbing for apples." She's like, "Because that's how you get mono, you know?" Like, exactly. She's like, "We don't want you bobbing for apples because you're going to get mono." And I'm looking at mom. And so there was this opportunity. Okay. Now, sometimes I am an opportunist. I mean, I'm an entrepreneur. So, in that respect, sometimes you have to be an opportunist. And so they were all bobbing for apples. And so I did it one time. I hated it. I'll never do it again. That's when I discovered I really don't like getting my face wet or submerging my head underwater. But I got the apple, so I did win. But the funny thing about it, I won a cake. So it's still the same concept, either way you look at it.
you know, I think that would be a very inappropriate
Halloween
time to
and
tell
cake.
the following story because you mentioned mono. Now, mono,
Nope,
Go bob
appropriate.
for apples, Jesse. You're going to catch mono.
mono, also known as the kissing disease. Okay, so back in the day, and I'm naming names here because it's hilarious, and I want you on the show, Matt Brown. Okay, he got
If he
mono.
comes back,
He got mono. Okay,
I'm just
when we were
letting you
in
know,
high
Better
school.
Bitter Business LLC is not endorsing that in any way, shape, and or form. But we do want you on the show. If you want to come on the show, let us
Matt
know.
in high school got mono, and we, afterward we were hanging out at Walter's place. Walter Wetzel, please come on the show. And the joke was made because Walter's dad had coincidentally just gotten mono.
Oh no!
So we
Oh,
were
I see
like,
where this is going.
Matt, Walter, because Walter's
I
dad was
remember.
also. It's like, is there anything you guys would have tell us? And they're like, just shut up.
I just remember it because, like I said, this was probably around the 7th grade that I did that because that was the year I think we had like the mono outbreak. We had like a mono outbreak 2 years. It was like our freshman year, and then we had one again like our 7th grade year or something like that, where everybody just had mono, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, this is weird. Like,
No, like that when I think when I was a junior or a senior, we had a few people get it because the water fountain. I think it was the water fountains actually.
oh man, I tell you what, public schools though are sometimes the worst. But I mean, that is one of the things that I probably shouldn't say, but let's just say I knew a guy. Okay, we're not going to say who it was. But if they're listening to this, they can actually start to laugh. But you know how they'll sometimes send kids home because, things will run rampant in schools, like viruses and stuff like that. And so, especially with head lice, and head lice is a big deal. You have to go to the doctor, you have to get the treatment, you have to give the school board the note for X,
Yeah.
Y, and Z. And so, okay, now given, oh goodness, I just gave him away. I can't say that. Edit that part out too, Jesse.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, and so one of his kids, they were sent home. And so what he honestly did was he got the receipt and everything else, but he got the dog flea and tick shampoo, which works on head lice. Okay, it really honestly does. But
Oh no.
it's like $3.98. It doesn't hurt your kid. But yeah, that's what he washed their hair with, and he got rid of the lice because he couldn't afford, everything else. And he's like, I don't understand why they're making me do this. I did it and it worked, and I gave them the receipt. They checked my kid's head and they were fine. Like, why do I still have to do this?
Oh man. So
Oh yeah.
I
I'm
used to
sorry,
live.
I just threw you under the
No,
bus.
you're in trouble. I
I
used to
am
live
in
in a
trouble.
trailer park when I first moved back to South Carolina, and the trailer park, yes, was haunted, very much so. And I have somebody that will corroborate the story I'm about to tell you. Whenever you hear it, Doug Espinoza, we were just talking about this, so he knows what I'm about to talk about.
He was on episode 2. So if
Yes,
you guys haven't caught episode 2, Doug Espinoza, he's our guest on episode 2 of the podcast.
but nope, Doug. Doug was sitting in my trailer and everything, and it was late, and we had just got back and everything from where did we go? I think we went out to Sharky's that night. I can't remember, but and everything. We'd been drinking a little bit, and it was like something was just weird about the trailer that night. And then it just started Doug hearing whispering from my trailer, and it really, really, really messed with him for a little while. And like we were talking about this yesterday, actually, and everything. And Doug is saying, Doug was telling me, he was like, that whole trailer park, the whole trailer park needed Jesus. It needs Jesus still. It may be gone, but it needs Jesus. And that place was creepy. I'm gonna tell you that now. Like that, my grandfather bought that in the 1930-ish. I want to say 1940-ish.
Oh wow.
And so the house that was standing there had been there for over 150 years and
Yeah.
everything. And so, but he
Man, if walls could talk. Like
yeah,
seriously. I love an old house though.
it's
I
always
do.
good. An
Yeah,
old,
2009.
especially an old farmhouse.
Mm-hmm.
An old mill house is something that's got whole different stories.
Man, some of us, and please, kids, stay in your lane. Don't do anything too crazy. We don't endorse urban exploration as a military brat at all. Do
Mm-mm.
not do it.
Especially if you're in a foreign country.
Yeah.
Talk to your parents. Let somebody know where you're at all times. If you can, travel with a buddy. Traveling with a buddy is usually a good thing.
However,
Yeah.
we were bad. Okay,
We were very bad.
some of us were very bad. So,
Some of us were just entrepreneurial and doing what they had to do to survive. Okay, that's
and when you're in the business of going into condemned buildings and finding weird pentagram candle stuff painted on the floor, I figured Halloween episode, I might as well mention that I forget who it was. I think it was Nick Wade that found that.
Yeah, usually when you find stuff like that, the best thing to do is to turn and to walk away. And just try not to leave any evidence that you were there at all, like ever. And
Don't take it,
just
and
keep
do not
going.
take anything.
That's the best advice that I can give you if you ever find yourself in that situation, kids. Like seriously, if you're walking around, you stumble, and it's like, oh my goodness, here's like a pentagram made of blood with some candles. I'm just going to turn away from that now and I'm going to keep on walking. That's all you got to do. And then you don't have to worry about anything. Don't end up like the stupid people in the horror movie. I want to see what this is. Oh, look, you're stuff in the tree. Oh no, now I'm caught in a net. We don't want to do stuff like that. So
Man.
just kids, walk away. Walk away.
So like we've been watching horror movies, and I'm just gonna get this off my chest. When the way to the door is clear, run from Jason, run from Michael Myers, run from Freddy Krueger. It's not that freaking difficult. Okay.
Okay, wait. Hold up. You can't run from Freddy.
No, you can't. Fair point. However,
Michael Myers and Jason's a whole other issue.
Okay, so Friday the 13th, Part 8, and I swear to God, like my partner says that, oh, no, Jason was in the way. I don't think she... Okay, there's that scene where the chick on Part 8, when he, like, rips his arm through the door and rips the door off and, like, flings her to the side.
Yeah.
He's over here, she's right here by the door. Stand up, go out the door. Okay? And we were watching Halloween Kills last night, and there's this scene with this little kid that's getting babysat. He's like, the boogeyman's in my room, man. And his babysitter's like, no, she goes up there, she scares him, she's like checking it out, and then Michael Myers literally comes out of his closet, and he goes, oh shit, and he just gets up and runs out of the room. I was like, this kid is the smartest fucking person in any damn Halloween movie ever. Because he got up and he got the fuck out. He came back up to see if he could help. He couldn't. He ran downstairs, told her boyfriend, you go up there, you're going to get killed. Okay, and then he left. He was out of there. And what happened to her boyfriend? Her boyfriend was killed
probably have
too.
also done a language warning at the beginning of this. Just, I'm just saying.
Does anybody remember Scream 1?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Okay, do y'all remember the scene where she's running from the guy and, runs into the car, and the gun is sitting on top of the hood of the car, and she runs away? Why did you not take the gun with you? It was fully loaded.
It was kind of like there was this one movie, and it might have been Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like the remake or something, but like the group of kids are running from the barn and they run past like the car with the keys in it, and they all know the keys are in it, but they run right past it to go straight to the barn where somebody's gonna die in the barn. It's like, why are you like, this does not make sense. Like, get in the car, drive away. He can only move so fast. He's a man with a chainsaw. Take out a kneecap, something. But it's just like,
Man.
I don't know. I've never understood like the horror movies, but I'm also kind of the weird one because I prefer, I think, if I were to watch like Halloween films, I like a good Victorian ghost story. I know that sounds weird, but
The Ghost
I
and
do.
Mrs. Muir.
Who?
The Ghost and Mrs. Muir.
I don't think I've seen that.
Highly
I'm gonna have to
recommend.
look.
Old
Okay.
movie, black and white.
Okay.
Oh man, who is in the dude? These people are so old. I don't even know who they are. Like that's how old this movie is, and it is amazing, and it's a love story at the end of the day too, which is just perfect. Okay, but
I
they
want to
have
say 1940-ish.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really old, and there's jokes in there that you would think, no, not in that time period. Like seriously, like she's talking to the ghost, she's in bed talking to the ghost of the sea captain, and at the end of the scene he's like, I have to be quite honest with you, ma'am, I am not at all impressed with your figure.
Oh no, there was one. And since we're recommending movies, and since we're recommending old movies, and no, this is not a horror film, but if you have never watched it, it's probably one of my favorite Disney films of all time. But it is called The Incredible Mr. Limpet. It is military themed.
Don
Okay.
Knotts.
You have Don Knotts, absolutely first animation real life film. Like a lot of people thought that was like, what was it, Cool World in the 80s?
Who Framed Roger
Um,
Rabbit or whatever?
yeah,
One of
not
those.
that movie whatsoever. It was honestly The Incredible Mr. Limpet. So if you've never watched it, watch it.
Right.
And for you kids out there, learn something about echolocation. That's when films actually taught you something and you enjoyed them. So
Well, I mean, you also had Bedknobs and Broomsticks that introduced animation and live action.
I
Man,
know.
my man,
But The Incredible Mr. Limpet came first.
Yes.
I was such a clueless little kid, right? I remember my cousin Michelle watching Bedknobs and Broomsticks. I'm like, "What are you watching, Michelle?" And she's like, "Oh, it's Bedknobs and Broomsticks." And I'm like, "Dude, I would love some breadsticks right now."
It's no bed knobs and breadsticks.
And I literally thought the movie was called Bedknobs and Breadsticks for several years until we finally saw it in Japan, which is relates it back. And also Ghost of Mrs. Muir, I'm tying that back into the military theme. We were in Japan. We rented it from the library on Laserdisc.
Now
Oh,
you know what was sad?
fancy.
Even though I watched that movie, now given I read the entire works of Shakespeare when I was 6 years old. Okay. I was a very eclectic child. You guys grew up with me. You all know I was weird. Okay. Even then I was weird. But the thing about it, while I knew what the word meant, I didn't actually have the concept of what a bed knob was probably until I was like 9 or 10 years old. And like, because I mean, how do you explain what is a bed knob? Like that's not a word that you hear anymore, you know?
No.
It's how they
So
used to fly to Heathrow back in the day before they would get on the bed, they would quarter turn to the left, tap it 3 times, and I forget the rest, but
Harry Potter. Okay. Anyways, we're supposed to be enlightening everybody with campfire stories. So, Alex, you start. It was a dark and stormy night. What's the ghost story? What's the scary story? Boogeyman story? I don't care. But what's the Halloween theme story?
What's, why are you pointing at me first? You
Because you're
haven't.
the guest on the show tonight. It's all about you, buddy. I've been doing this for like 6, 7 weeks straight now. So, yeah, all
so
about you.
You know what? Let's see.
You know you miss me.
I know.
I
You know
haven't
what?
changed.
I noticed. And before I get into the story, by the way, I completely forgot that you played the trombone until the other
Okay.
day. Which,
Yeah, I was first chair trombone
yes,
player.
you were. Well, I'll
I
tell you
was
what
really
reminded
good.
because they brought the band and the chorus people when I did chorus after I got out of band to Paris, and I do you remember that?
Mhm.
That was the worst trip ever.
It was the worst trip of my life. I actually
Yes.
still put that in the top 10 worst trips of my life.
Yeah.
Disneyland Paris was terrible. That was the worst band trip ever.
Well,
I
because this
mm-mm.
is going to wrap around to the story, because I'm not I'm not very claustrophobic. I'm not. Now, small elevators, I get a little bit claustrophobic and everything, but when you leave Germany to go to France, or England, no, from France to England and everything, you've got to get on a underground train. It's all enclosed in.
Channel.
Thank you. I could not remember the name. My brain.
Yeah, the channel.
Well, I didn't realize the first time I went under this thing, it was completely underwater. I have an odd, I'm not going to say I'm afraid, but I have an odd, I hate going over bridges.
I used to. I don't so much anymore.
See,
Well,
I have nightmares about it, but I'm actually like on a real bridge. I'm actually okay. Like I don't know.
oh no,
So
I can't even drive over a bridge without like about to panic because
since this is the horror episode, if we ever do anything and collectively all get together, we have to take Alex over the bridge at Deception Pass, Washington State. We're gonna take you through that, and I think that would be great.
y'all just
Yeah,
hate me.
huh?
Y'all just hate me.
We don't
Or
hate you.
anybody who's ever been to Port Arthur area, Rainbow Bridge outside of Bridge City, that one's a lot of fun.
I don't know. I just know that my sister in Mario Kart in Rainbow Bridge, I hate it.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, worst level ever. Because seriously, anybody try to beat my sister in Rainbow Bridge, I
Have you ever
challenge them to.
have you noticed when the three of us get on this thing, we are the worst. We can completely avoid the subject of anything we're doing.
I mean, we're just kind of talking about spoopy stuff right now. Like, I mean, like I was going to talk
Oh,
about like actually
well, I
the
mean, there was one thing I can actually tell a story on my sister if you guys want to know a
absolutely,
sister story.
absolutely.
So we were in Verdun. Okay, so we were actually while I was studying World War One. I don't remember quite why we were at Verdun. I just remember the World War One history behind it, and I was reading a lot about World War One anyway at the time. And so we were in this really old graveyard, and this graveyard was from like the 1600s. And if you've ever been to Verdun, when you look at the landscape, you can actually still see where like the topography where the trenches were actually dug. And so, because poppies will cover all of that, because if you know like how poppy seeds and stuff like that fly. And so we're walking through this
Yeah.
graveyard, and like some of the graves are like 1638, like they're really old. And my sister finds this thing that looks like a finger bone. No lie. It's not a chicken bone. Like it had the three joints and everything else, and she just finds it in the dirt. And so she picks it up and she shows it to my mom. She's like, "Mom, I just found this bone." And my mom looks at it. She's like, "Leslie, that looks like a finger bone. Put that back where you found it. We don't want no ghost following us home." Because that was just my mama. You guys knew my mama, okay?
Yeah.
And, yeah, y'all can hear this. I know in your head as I'm saying it. But anyways. And so my sister's just like, "I kind of wanted to keep that finger bone, but she just kind of left it on top of one of the little graves. Like, I don't know what this is or where it came from, but here you go." But I'm still totally convinced she found a finger bone in Verdun, because there was no, I mean, it had three joints. Like it looked like a finger bone. Like just
Man, I think it was Verdun. Is that the one where they have the memorial with the
yeah.
basically it's got all of the because skeletons at Halloween, right? Like you can look down into this thing and it's just a pit of bone, and
It's
it's the people that they could not recognize to give a proper burial to, and on
yeah,
top of the fact that it's a war memorial graveyard as well, like
like Arlington.
it's absolutely astounding when you consider the loss of life, and
Oh yeah. And the thing is, you never really realize it. And this is the other thing that I urge too. And I know, why go to a graveyard? If you have never been, or if you don't realize the sacrifices that have been made for the freedoms that we have, walk into Arlington National Cemetery, walk into Verdun, and look at those white crosses. And when you see those white crosses, because Flanders Fields, and I can recite that poem, um, but Flanders Fields, when you see those crosses row on row, it gives you the magnitude of those who bravely fought and served, and what they died for, what they sacrificed. just to give us what we have today. And it's very humbling to walk through there. So I urge anybody, if you can ever make that trip in your life, make that trip. It's definitely one worth it to make,
And
just because of the sacrifices that was made.
and as long as we're talking about people who did serve in that capacity, I would like to take a moment and just remember Dudley. Does anybody remember Dudley? He was an associate of Miss Stockton's, and we would go on trips with Dudley, and he would talk about the war. He was a World War II veteran, and
I remember Mr. Dudley, I
I do
believe.
not remember his last name, but he was a heck of a humanitarian. Really, I mean, the stories he would tell about, uh, you know, being in a bunker and seeing a German soldier crawling across the ground with a grenade, and he knew that he had to kill this man, and he did. And it was one of the most chilling things, because the way the man would describe it, like what he was thinking, what he was feeling while he was going through all of it, was,
Yeah.
I mean, we were so lucky to have people like that in our midst as kids. Um,
Oh yeah.
and yeah, I just went on a few trips with Dudley and Miss Stockton and Miss Levens and all of them, and he loved art. He wasn't just about the grim dark, you know. Uh,
You guys didn't go on the East German trip, did you? When
no,
we
I
all went to East Germany?
no, I did not.
No, I didn't.
Oh goodness, no, because Miss Kluver, she picked up a random German hitchhiker on that trip. Um, yeah, I
Sounds
actually have
about
a
right.
picture of him too. Nobody knew who he was. She
It
just
sounds about
randomly
right, though.
picked him up one day at a youth hostel. She's just like, yeah, he's going to be traveling with us. And so he traveled with us till like we got to Weimar. And then like he dropped off or something like that in Weimar. And he turned out to be a professor at Stanford or somewhere like that, which I guess is why Miss Kluver invited him when she like started to talk to him. But it was
This is
just
not how
weird
serial
because
killer movie starts at all.
he was I know he was just like a random hitchhiker that she just randomly picked up on the side of the road. And we're all but a bunch of like 14, 15, 16-year olds, like, okay. Like, but no, that was a great trip. And like I said, he was a very intellectual man. um like I said, he ended up being like a professor from Stanford or somewhere like that, so we learned a lot. But it was just weird because you don't hear of stuff like that. Like a teacher will randomly pick up a hitchhiker, like just
Welcome to Germany.
he's going to Italy, but he has to get on the bus in the morning. But we already have a bus and we're going in the same direction, so there's no point for him to get on the bus. Like that was the logic.
It sounds like the intro to a Dark Pictures adventure game.
It does.
Choose your own adventure.
Oh God, I remember those.
I know, they're great.
Man,
They were
the
great.
Goosebumps Choose Your Own Adventures. The thing I remember, they were
Yes.
like, okay, coordination test. I'm like, I'm a gamer. I got this. They're like, throw a rock up in the air, try to clap 10 times and catch it. If you catch it, you pass. Turn to this page. And I'm like, nailed it. Turn to that page. And they're like, yeah, you jumped out of the cart in time, but you died because you hit this. And I'm like, what the hell?
No, so I know of a good Halloween question that I can ask for you guys, since we
All
can't really
right.
think of a lot of good horror stories, and that was what we were going for tonight, was the horror stories. But what scared you the most as a kid? Like as a horror story? Like what were you afraid of the most as a kid?
Satan?
Satan. Jeez.
Okay,
I'm not. I'm just being real with y'all, okay?
that is Southern Bible Belt, and that is acceptable and understandable. We all have a fear of Satan, and yes, the Exorcist movie terrified me too for a while.
I'm
Okay, it
glad I
did.
never saw. I didn't see The Exorcist until I was well into college, and I really liked Cradle of Filth, and that movie just seemed so awesome at the time. Um, but yeah, but when I was a kid, I guess if we're talking about like spooky stuff, the thing that scared me the most as a little kid was the nightmare sequence from Brave Little Toaster
Oh, I remember that.
with the
What
with the
about you,
clown and the
Alex?
butcher knives for some reason. For kids, it's cool. It's fine.
So I've got a weird one, but
Okay.
but just to put this in content, my first horror movie I ever saw was Hellraiser. My aunt was babysitting me,
Oh no.
so but it was nothing that any of that scared me. I absolutely love. That's one of my favorite horror movies. I love Clive Barker as an author. There we go. I'm not speaking right.
You would actually probably cosplay as a good pinhead, but I'm only saying that because you're bald.
That's true. If I was skinny like I used to be, that I got to one point, I could pull it off, but I can't right now. I'm more of a Eddie from Rocky Horror than I am.
Let's
But
do the time warp
The
again.
Shining,
Anyways.
The Shining is actually what scared me.
Okay.
And I had 3 friends that stayed the night at my house. We watched the stupid movie, and the 3 of us slept with knives. I promise you, it kind of freaked us out a little bit too much.
So mine is kind of stupid, okay? Because mine didn't really come from a movie. Mine didn't, because things like that just didn't really terrify me. Like for a while I read it, like that was one of the first horror books that I read. I was probably like 7 when I read it.
Congratulations for making it all the way through.
I was fine. Like it didn't
No, I'm
bother
just
me.
saying, because I remember how thick it was.
Yeah, I read the entire works of Shakespeare. I was reading Revolutionary War stuff.
She reads
Look,
like 20,000 words an hour, guys, or
I'm
more
just
than
saying,
that, probably.
just saying.
Gone with the Wind was nothing.
It really wasn't. But neither was War and Peace.
Oh my
I happen to love
God.
Dostoevsky. That's my favorite book, by the way, The Idiot by Dostoevsky. If you can ever read it, it makes a really, really, really good statement about Russian monarchy and the status of Russian government at the time. It was
And if you're looking for a
a really
book
good
that
book.
will hold the stacks of paper that you're trying to hold down, this is a great book.
True. But anyways, the silly thing that I was going to tell you guys that I was frightened of when I was a little kid, okay? It didn't really come from a movie. It didn't really come from anything like that. I had a nightmare, okay, when I was a little kid, probably like 4 or 5 years old. And in that nightmare, and I don't even know why, but you guys remember Publishing's Clearinghouse when Publishing's Clearinghouse was a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, like Bill Cosby and Ed McMahon, like that was the whole entire big thing, like Publishing's Clearinghouse. And I had like this dream and this nightmare that like we won the Publishing's Clearinghouse, and all we had wanted for like our meal, because they'd asked us for our meal, was like double cheeseburgers from McDonald's. And as they gave us the double cheeseburgers, Ed McMahon and Bill Cosby stole our house because like Bill Cosby turned into Satan. And like him and Ed McMahon, like Ed McMahon was like his right hand nefarious imp in this dream that I had when I was a little kid. And so then I was like terrified of Bill Cosby for the longest time, and I never understood why. And I mean, given
Now we
when I
know.
grew up, you grow up, fatherhood was funny, you start to love Bill Cosby and things like that. But it wasn't Bill Cosby that terrified me as much as Ed McMahon. And I think it was his laugh. I really honestly do. But I was terrified of Ed McMahon and Bill Cosby when I was a little kid
So,
for a couple of years.
speaking of bad dreams, I have one about Woody Allen. Okay,
No.
so I had
Now
this
we're just
dream, and
touching
like
on all the
How
great
can you be
people.
terrified of Woody
It's all
Allen?
like foreshadowing of who we should have been afraid of to begin with.
so
I know, right?
I
Dun,
had
dun,
this
dun.
had this dream. It was in black and red. Okay, and some of my dreams, like I'm sitting there looking around, like, okay, so when the zombies come, I need to make a hole in the ceiling here, blah blah blah, because like zombies show up in my dreams all the time, and so I'm having this dream, and I'm thinking about zombies, and I turn and I see Woody Allen, and he's like walking slowly down this hallway, all in black and red, looking at me like just really intensely looking at me, and he's got an ice pick, and I'm like, that's weird. And I look, and there's this little window up above me, and I'm like, okay, I need to get out the window. And I'm trying to get out this window, and he's like singing this sweet little song, and then I realize he's a zombie, and he's got this ice pick, and he's coming to kill me, singing this little song. I can't make out the words. That was one of the scariest dreams I've ever had. I had that when we were in Germany. I told Nick Wade about it. He's like, dude, you have some stupid freaking dreams, man.
My sister gets so mad at me because sometimes my humor is messed up, and you guys already know this. And so we were like down the Halloween aisle at Walmart one time because I used to love Halloween. Like it was my favorite holiday of the year. And so, like the rubber realistic looking skulls that they sell, they were like $5 at the time or something like that. So I picked one up. And so I picked one up and I stood on this little wooden crate in the middle of the Walmart aisle. Okay. And this was in Mobile, Alabama. So you have the shoppers and everything else that are going around. And then just very loudly, I start going, to be or not to be? That is the question. 'Tis nobler the mind than the man, And so I went into that whole entire spiel, okay? Like, alas, poor Yorick, I knew thee well, And so my sister, mortified, okay, because my sister's like in college this time. I might have been like a senior in high school when I did this. Might have been like just graduated. My sister's mortified. She starts like walking away from me, like down the aisle and everything else. And so I start like I get off my my what I call my soapbox. It was like a wooden crate, and I start following her. I'm like, Leslie, you can't forget your special little sister. As I start like walking behind her, she's like, I don't know you. Like, go away. And I'm just like, Leslie, your special little sister needs you. Like, she was mortified so bad.
Say hi to Facebook and Instagram Reels. Because that's going on there for real.
Hi.
That is getting clipped. So, I have a question for everybody.
Okay.
Do any of y'all remember going past the cemetery in Wiesbaden?
All the time.
Absolutely.
Okay. Sorry, my kid decided she's going to message me now after I messaged her.
And we're totally editing this out.
Oh, no, we're not.
See, you keep doing that. You're scaring me because I know when I do that, Jesse. I know what that means.
I said my contribution to this tonight is that this has been a producer's worst nightmare. So
well, this is good. Well, this is also going to be my one of my adopted kids and everything, who I absolutely love to death.
Congratulations.
Might be pregnant.
Oh, okay.
So
how old is she, if I may ask?
Just turned 21.
Okay.
But again, she's like don't want to be a parent yet, kind of thing.
Mm.
And so you want to talk about scary? We're talking about scary right now. There we go. Parenthood. That's scary.
Well, I don't have much, but one thing that I do, and it's one thing that I used to do for expecting mothers in the military community, and I used to do it just for my family members who were expecting. But I do crochet baby blankets. So if you need me to crochet a baby blanket, I've got nothing better to do. And you guys know my work. I make beard hats, so I still crochet. I can crochet chainmail if you give me the right twine. But yeah.
Did you say you crochet chainmail?
Yeah.
Amber.
What?
What have you not done?
This is what I'm gonna just tuck out of the screen a little bit.
You're talking about parenthood and grandparenthood.
Okay.
I want to shout out to Susan Gentry Cox, who I worked with at Goodwill, and this is a military related story, so it's allowed.
It's allowed.
She's a military spouse. I might have her on here. Hey, there we go. I mean, she lived in Hawaii, so well, it's technically you're in the United States. You're not in the lower 48 though, so it's fine. Anyway, her daughter, okay, it was the baby's first Halloween, or was it going to be? I don't know if she'd actually had the baby yet. Point being, okay, she says, I am so glad my kids are grown. I don't have to worry about buying costumes or any of that crap. And I was like, okay, Grandma to be, you just give that a few years, okay? And she's like, oh my God, why did you have to remind me?
Yeah, my Halloween costumes, after I turned 21, I was only one of two things. And that's the other thing I never understood. And I don't know what happened to me, guys. y'all grew up with me, so maybe y'all can tell me. I don't think I act like a typical female sometimes because I never understood like sexy cat, and I never really understood like sexy anything. I was always a gypsy or I was a pirate. Like that was my two go tos. Like that's what I am.
But that
Um,
fits your personality, though.
exactly. So I don't know. I was always a gypsy or a pirate, or then before that I was like a witch, a gypsy or a pirate. Like it was one of the three. Like I was never anything else. Um, I don't know.
Well, I mean, you do have like a Mediterranean kind of look about you, you know. So
That's a first for me. I've never been. I don't know. I think when my dad did our family tree heritage, I know that there's a lot of Cherokee, but I also it's German, Irish, Welsh, um, and Greek. I think.
there we go.
Yeah, there's also Polish, and that's probably this, but I'm okay with that.
I will send. What I'm about to tell y'all. I will send you. I will send y'all this picture to link it to the story, and I will screenshot the message. But so the first Halloween, me and my family were actually together. We all kind of dressed up. All I did was throw on a hoodie and some corpse paint. Well, I posted this on Facebook. Okay,
I still
I
have a
didn't.
gothic picture of you and Becky, I think, floating around somewhere that because she sent me pictures of y'all's homecoming, like y'all senior year, when y'all all gothed out and everything. I got
Oh
those
yeah,
pictures. So I've got something
nice.
floating around of you. I probably got to pull out from somewhere.
I've got a couple of pictures I need to send you from then but
Hopefully not of
yours.
me.
I've got a couple of pictures. I found a couple of pictures of you
Oh Lord.
and everything, like actual like photos.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Uh,
Wow.
but no.
I want to
So
see those. I've
oh
never
you.
seen those. I want to see them.
But no. I get this. I post this picture on Facebook of everybody just kind of we stood there, took the picture, and all of a sudden this comment comes up from Rob Rudzant. If everybody remembered Rob Rudzant.
I remember Rob. We need to get him on the show too. I loved Rob.
Well, it says this doesn't look like Halloween. This looks like a normal day for Alex going to the grocery store.
I mean, like that. That was the thing, man. Like I was telling my partner, like, you know, we're gonna have basically like the entire goth community from our school. I mean, though I never really gothed out in school. I was more of like a '90s grunge with the ripped jeans and flannel. But
Yeah,
like,
and to be
I
honest,
did.
like I had to go back and look at my yearbook because I was like, I knew your name, Jesse, and I knew your face, but like I was like, what did Jesse look like back in high school? And I had to try to remember and
I
everything. It was
posted the picture on the Brat Chat
well
Facebook page.
after I done looked at your book, I looked at the page and then I was like, I remember Jesse now. Like it's the goatee. I'm telling you, it's the goatee. When like I first seen it, that was like that long ass goatee. That was actually pretty badass. That was pretty long. I can't get mine to grow that long. So kudos. My shit grows out, not down.
I don't know. I just wish mine would stop growing. So, you know, I'm not envious of your guys' problem. Actually, I wish I had the opposite one. So it's all good.
no, the one thing that I didn't get to, man, when we were in Japan, okay, one of the I think it was the first Halloween we were there. I don't know. My mom will probably no, that was the second Halloween. Blah blah blah, because my mom remembers everything, um, with a degree of accuracy. But
Our mothers do.
yeah, and anyway, we're waiting in line to go to this haunted house. It was I forget where I think it was the Officers Club on Camp Zama. I cannot remember for the life. It was 30 years ago at this point. But
Yeah.
we're waiting to get in, and they have all these funny like Halloween like signs and stuff. And one of them was like a personals ad, like for selling stuff on in newspapers. And it's like want to sell used brain, barely used. Um, and like we get into this haunted house, and it was like themed like you had like Camp Crystal Lake with the guy jumping out as Jason Voorhees, and they had like you go into this one room and there's this girl like asleep on the bed, and then like the Freddy Krueger clawed hand rips the blanket back, and you see the blood everywhere. Okay, and I was like 7 or 8. Okay, and all I remember, like, we get to the end, and there's this like torture chamber, and they've got like the fake axes with the blood and everything, and this guy comes out of nowhere with like this huge sickle. Okay, and my friend Logan like turns around and he picks up one of the fake axes, and he's like trying to fight the guy off, and I grab him, and like we get to the end of it, and my buddy Sean Stearns, if I could find Sean, that would be amazing. uh
You
Childhood
know,
friend.
there is another Facebook or a Facebook page. It's actually Military Brats Global Help Me Find My Childhood Friend, I think,
Yeah.
or Military Brats Help Me Find My Childhood Friend. And if you actually post who you're looking for on there, they will find them for you. Like they've tried to find a couple of people for me. So
Okay, so
you should try that.
if
Yeah,
I
it's
find
pretty cool.
Sean, I'm bringing him on here. Or
Please
if he
do.
wants. But I remember him crying because like there was like this demon at one point that like popped out of the center of a table or something, and it like touched him, and he thought he was cursed and damned. Okay, because he's like a year younger than me. He's a little bit younger than me, and like we're all like we went to the same church services and stuff. Like he was every bit as scared of the devil as I was, and I'm like, Sean, it's okay. It was the haunted house, buddy. Like
See, I was the kid, and given when I was in elementary school, I used to make other little kids cry. Like, I still remember my mom talking to me about this because they would be all about, the fairy tales, Me, I grew up reading Grimm's fairy tales because I read the entire works of Shakespeare at 6. Like I know that you made Cinderella march through like the marsh, and then or not Cinderella, but you made the Wicked Witch like put on iron shoes that like burned her feet, and like so I would actually describe these stories, and I would tell the Grimm's fairy tales to the little kids as they were reading like the little kids versions of Hansel and Gretel and stuff. And so I'm like, yes. And then the Wicked Witch. And, like I would just go into it. And I used to get into trouble for stuff like that because little kids would cry. And I didn't mean to scare them. I was just trying to share the stories that I knew because they knew different stories than what I knew.
well, I mean, like a lot of people had like the White Dove box VHS collection version of a lot of these things, especially in our community. Like you'd get like the heavily edited, well, not edited, but like the versions of like Disney movies that had been approved for like turbo Christian. Not that there's anything wrong with being Christian. I'm a Christian. I'm just saying like they had like the super family friendly one with the little dove logo on them.
I remember
And
those because you could get those at
there's
the
a
library.
there's a difference between being a Christian and being what I like to call the term Bible thumper. Does that make
Oh,
sense?
well, yeah.
this is
Okay.
this is going to be an interesting Halloween episode now.
Well, I mean,
Let's get into this.
No, we're not getting into this.
no.
You started. Amber
That's-
started this.
That's a whole can of worms right there.
You're a bad influence.
No, man, I can't even say the name of the song that I was good, but there's a song by Cradle of Filth, and there's this breakdown where Danny Filth is rapping, okay? And it just breaks down to a drum and a violin, and that's all I'm gonna say. If you're good at Googling, you can figure it out. I was like, yeah, I could read that, and then I start reciting the lyrics to it in my head. I'm like, oh no, I can't read that.
You
Oh,
said that, and
no.
I just recited the lyrics in my head too.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. As soon as y'all say Cradle of Filth, I think Richmond, the IT crowd. Okay, BBC Channel 4. You gotta love it. But yeah, the IT crowd. If you've never
Well,
watched it, watch it. It's great.
Speaking of Cradle of Filth, one of the greatest independent movies ever they made, Cradle of Fear.
it's
I
not
haven't
when
seen
they
that
die,
movie.
but how.
It is, yes. It's
I don't know.
actually, you can look it up on, you can watch it on YouTube, Cradle of Fear.
One thing that I used to love doing for Halloween, okay, since you're mentioning Cradle of Fear, okay, now, once again, we're giving away our age, but back in my day, when we used to go up to the local Blockbuster up on the corner, okay,
Love the Blockbuster.
the local Blockbuster. Oh yeah, we had a Blockbuster card and everything. But when we would go to Blockbuster to like rent movies and stuff, like you guys remember like you would have like the A-list movies and they would all be on the back wall, the things that were new and up and coming and stuff like that. But then when you went to the actual rows, you would see like some of the other stuff that might have been out for a little bit longer or might,
Yeah,
but then you would also see those films with absolutely no cover, which were like the rated B films. Do
right.
you remember? And
Yes.
like some of them were like these really horrible, like old sci fi knockoffs and stuff like that. And there was one movie, oh my word, it was terrible. It was like some type of bull centaur that was running through a maze, like killing people with fire, but the fire that literally shot out of his nose. Okay. And this is probably just because of what we grew up with, why I'm thinking this. But the graphics and things that they used, I understand why they did it, but it honestly looked like they used an aerosol can and they just lit it on fire. How is that going to kill anybody? Like, seriously, if you want to kill somebody and call it like the bull, go like medieval torture, like put them in a big, gigantic iron ox bull, like up to the head, like fill that sucker with water, light the fire at the bottom of the feet, and just like have them boil alive. Like, that's medieval torture right there. That would be a good, like, the bull movie. But shooting like aerosol fire out of like this weird gold mask with ruby eyes, it may, seriously, if you ever went to Blockbuster, just don't rent the movies that have no cover. Like they were just all bad. Like every single one of them that I ever got.
So shout outs to Gnaw, Food of the Gods Part 2.
Hopefully that wasn't the movie I was just
No, no,
criticizing
no,
very
no.
horribly.
You were
Which, by
talking
the
about
way, is
things
just
that like legitimately scared me. I stayed up all night just because I couldn't sleep when I saw this movie as a kid. And it was on local TV. Okay? And this movie, there's this serum this guy creates that makes these giant rats. That's not too scary, people getting killed by giant rats. There's a funny bit where a guy's peeing and the rat bites him. Okay? But there's this scene where the other doctor in the university finds the research and he's doing his own little experiments, right? And
I
huh,
love that
let's
little
see what
dancing
happens
picture.
when we use it on cancer cells. And he puts the serum on the cancer cells and he's like tweaking the slide under the microscope and he cuts himself and the serum with the cancer cells gets into his fingers and he like totally boils alive and melts on camera. And I was like maybe 11 at the time when I saw this, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm just gonna wait until it's daylight outside, and then I'll go to sleep. It'll be fine. Like,
It's like watching Raiders of the Lost Ark as a kid.
oh god, yeah,
Melting
that too.
faces.
Raiders of the Lost Ark, though.
Well, the melting faces.
But I like the well, I can't say I like the melting faces, but I know what you were talking about. Yeah.
I mean,
Um,
it's like watching Evil Dead, for the
oh
first
yeah.
time.
I like
Man,
Evil Dead too. But no, so since I've been bashing movies, okay? Since everybody's praising movies, let me bash a couple of movies. So, speaking of Indiana Jones, the Crystal Skull was the most stupid Indiana Jones movies in the entire series, and I will fight people on this. Okay, so if you want to have a discussion about it, I'll have a
Well,
discussion.
hold
Fight
up,
me.
hold up, hold up. The one they have
Worst,
not released
worst,
yet.
huh?
The one they had to go back and redo and they have not released yet apparently has been the worst they even said they would watch the Crystal Skull over again than the one they just made.
Okay. Regardless, I would rather watch the Star Wars Christmas special. That's how much I dislike that movie. Okay. And we all have seen the Star Wars Christmas special with Carrie. Yes, thanks to
thank you,
what
Walter
was it?
Wetzel.
Nick Wade? Nick Wade
Walt-
let us all watch that movie, I think, in high school. We were in 80s.
Walter Wetzel's the one who set me down and had me watch it.
Oh, then it might have been Walter because we all watched it together. Because I laughed so hard because the Ewoks. It's like, what are they talking about? Like they talk in their own language, and there's no subtitles for their language, and you just kind of have to assume. Like what are they like? It's like I don't know what's going on. But no, yeah, I would rather watch that than the Indiana Jones Crystal Skulls movie. And The Hunchback of Notre Dame as a Disney cartoon, that should never, ever, ever, ever have been filmed. Okay, for one, the symbolism of that book and some of the context of that book, if you've ever read it,
There's a lot that was left out of that movie.
Huh?
There was a lot left out of that movie.
Yes, there was a lot left out of that movie. There was also a lot added into that movie. And the thing is, it never should have existed. It was terrible. I will always say that it was terrible. And when it first came out, my sister actually used to laugh at me because I would look at her and be like, this movie's terrible. It's kind of like when she asked me why I hated Avatar. I'm like, it's just Pocahontas with blue people. I didn't want to watch it.
Well, I thought it was Dances with Wolves in Space.
That could work too, you know.
Honestly, like I really like I like the main character in the movie. I like his story and how his getting to experience everything in a different body. You know, because he's disabled. I feel like that's a really awesome aspect to that movie. There was one I haven't seen. I don't remember this scene, but somebody was like talking about, yeah, arrows are totally going to penetrate the glass of a craft that's meant to fly through the vacuum of space. And I was like, I don't remember that happening, but
yeah, where
you're
they
not
shot
wrong.
the arrow through, where they shot the one arrow through.
Do any of you guys find it harder
It's
as
one
you
of
get
almost
older
last
to
scenes before the
actually
ending, where they're fighting everybody? Yes,
like?
I know what you're
Oh,
saying.
well, no, I'm sorry. I was asking a question, and I was letting you finish your thought. I apologize. I didn't mean to interrupt, Alex.
You were completely fine.
I didn't know if the computer had froze. But no, have any of you guys actually found like it hard when you get older to actually sit through and actually watch a movie like all the way through?
Yes,
That gets harder for me as I get older. And it's like stories start repeating themselves. It's like with Avatar, it's the retelling of a story. It's a brand new story, but you're retelling an old story. Like it's like come up with something new, like that's different, you know?
you know what was new and different back in when before it got canceled?
The Matrix.
Firefly.
Oh, I remember Firefly.
I'm bringing that up.
I like Battlestar Galactica too.
We actually just finished rewatching Firefly and Serenity here at the house.
Nice. Yeah. Once you get to that 12th episode, you gotta go watch Serenity right afterwards.
That's okay. You guys are getting trebles for Christmas.
Okay.
Okay.
Like Star Trek?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just gonna send you a box of Woolly Bullies. That's just all it's gonna be.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll put that right next to the Crazy Cat Lady action figure and the Screaming Goat and the potato.
Okay. If you ever need a random gift in the mail, I got you.
To be honest with you, I thought about sending everybody just canned bacon.
That could work.
Just hey, you never know. The end of the world's coming. We got zombies coming. You got canned bacon at least.
I don't know. My mom always threatens me that she's going to put my face on a billboard. And for a long time, I was paranoid, okay, that she was going to do that. So.
I keep thinking of European Vacation where the guy steals their camcorder after she recorded that music video.
Oh,
and
man.
They like have the billboard of her topless like in the background and she sees it. She's like, Clark, thought you deleted that video.
Oh man. You know what?
What are y'all doing for Halloween? Do y'all have any plans?
It's my anniversary.
Okay, well, happy anniversary.
Thank you. 8 years. So
nice. Congratulations.
Yeah, actually,
I think we're going to Mad World.
Okay. I've never been there.
Yeah, it's huge,
I've never
huge
been to a
now.
lot of places.
It's like it's one of the zombie uh like haunted places.
Okay.
They do actors, and it's blew up here.
Yeah.
So
I don't know those places. Like I said, my sister used to get mad at me too when she would take me into those places because you know how you would have like the jump scares whenever you would go into the haunted house.
yeah,
Well, you'd have the zombie coming at you or something with a chainsaw, and I would just stand there, and most people would scream, and they'd jump out at me, and I would just stand there, and they'd get like this close to my face, and I would just look at them like, "You can't touch me." Like,
Well, see, okay. I have some advice for you. Next time you go to a haunted house style situation, okay, when you're in
yeah,
line, okay, wait wait off to the side and wait until like the mom with the two girls, like one age 10, one age 12, comes up and gets in line. Get in line with them, and if you end up in the same group as them, that's a completely intense situation, right? Because when they get scared, you're not going to be able to hear anything,
this is
okay?
true.
They are going to scream so loud, okay? And like I'm sitting there, I'm bored. We're a haunted hotel in Port Arthur, and I'm trying my best just to kind of like get through it because I'm going. I was there with um my buddy Judah Horton and his wife. Well, she wasn't his wife at the time, but she later became his wife. And twitch.tv/Horton Hustle. I don't think she streams anymore though. But anyway, we go through this haunted house.
Better
We get to
bigger
the end. He's
business,
like,
Brett. Yeah,
man, I'm
always
going
shameless
next time.
plug.
I'm bringing all of my cousins girls. They're all coming with us next time because that was the most intense haunted house I've ever been through. Because those two girls, and like I'm trying to walk through the room, and this girl latches onto my leg. Don't leave me to die. And I'm like,
Oh my goodness, I made this 8-year-old cry at Europa Park, and I didn't mean to when we were 16. But me and Candace, okay, so we went on to like this, it was like one of those weird like boat rides that kind of holds you upside down and like
yeah.
you go around like a couple of times. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm in this, and you guys knew me in high school, okay? I was already built different, but I was also really, really tiny. And so I'm sitting in this, like strapped in this machine, but like we're hanging upside down. I can feel myself slipping out of the ride. Like I am panicking, okay? And so I looked at Candace, and I just looked at Candace, and I said, "We're all gonna die." Okay. Now, given I'm holding on for dear life, I'm okay at this point because like the ride's going around, like I'm not in any danger. But that's just what I said to her was we were all going to die, and I was a little panicked when I said it. Well, the 8-year-old in front of me with his mom overheard what I said. He just starts bawling his eyes out, screaming,
God.
"I don't want to die, mommy!" Oh my word. Candace started cracking up. She's laughing so hard at this point. I'm like, but I didn't mean to make the little kid cry. Like, we went to the Europa Park. It was supposed to be fun, holiday park. I made a little kid cry by saying we were all going to die. So I've got to be careful too
so
sometimes.
if you want to feel a little bit better about yourself in that situation,
I
this is
really
the kind of like I said, language
Oh,
warning. This is the kind of asshole I was when I was in my early 20s. Okay,
Oh no,
2000,
don't tell me
2008.
that.
No. Oh, trust me, this is bad.
Oh
2008.
no.
I'm at Disneyland in 2008. Okay, and we're there at night. It's dark, and there's that ride. It's like the train, and you go through like the mine and everything.
oh yeah.
And so
Yeah.
they pull you into this dark tunnel before they launch this thing, right? And I know there's like tons of little kids behind me. So they park us, they were getting ready to launch the ride, and I'm just like, and I just scream out, "Dear God, no, help me!" And then like all the kids just start bawling. And I thought it was the most hilarious shit. And I look back at that day and I'm like, man, I was an asshole.
Yeah, that was a little wrong. I mean, how old were you, Jesse? Like,
Let's see. 2008, I was 23.
and they were like what, 8 and 9 years old?
Yeah.
That's wrong.
You know, same trip to Disneyland.
Kinda
We were on the
funny, but it's
Matterhorn. We're
wrong.
on the Matterhorn, and we're coming around the corner, and I see that there's going to be this like jump scare with the Yeti, you know, because I can hear it
Oh,
growling, and I
wow.
see the shadow. So I'm like, I'm gonna flip the Yeti off, right? So we come around the corner, the Yeti pops out, and I'm like, okay. And then I see flash, and I'm like, oh shit, that's the ride picture. And we get to the end of the ride, and my friend's like, oh, I want to see the picture. I was like, head down, move, just get out of here.
It wasn't me. Oh my goodness. So
Yeah, we are.
so Alex, how have you traumatized little children over Halloween and other things in your life?
So I've got about 4 kids. I've traumatized those kids over several years.
Okay.
not not really, because I think because the way I grew up and everything, it wasn't traumatizing. I think it was character building.
Hey, my sister used to put me in a garbage can and roll me down a hill. Okay, like the Bart Simpson like cartoon. She did that to me. Uh,
You know what? That's funny you
Did you
said that,
spit
because
your
I
ball
think
cap out at the end?
I
huh?
think Jesse was there for what I'm about to say for a minute. When I was about 17, and y'all
Mm,
remember Big Richard
yeah.
Gregory.
Yep,
Jesse, I think you were there for this, where they pushed me down the hill towards the Bahnhof in the shopping cart.
I do remember that. Oh my god.
Yeah, and
I thought you were gonna die.
I hit that like the recycle bin so hard I flew out of it.
You had a bad like wound all the way from your elbow
Yes,
like up to your shoulder. I do
yes.
remember that. I thought you were stupid. I'm not gonna lie when you did that. I
Hey, look, we were just those kids.
no, y'all were those kids, okay?
That's what I'm saying. We were
I
just
was the
those kids.
weird kid.
I mean, no, you were the kid that was watching us do this and go, no.
Exactly. I was the one who was calling y'all on y'all's crap, and I did it then. I do it now, but I did it then. Like
You
y'all
know,
are stupid.
you know what? It's funny. I've got to find them, and I think my mom still has all my VHS, my little mini VHS tapes from school.
Oh wow.
I will
Does
see if
she
my
have
mom
the
can.
time and time again play?
Yeah, we got all the plays.
Does she have me messing up the line saying this was a stupid play anyway?
I have that personally.
Oh no.
Oh man,
Yes.
dude.
So backstory, we were in a play, okay, in the 7th grade. It was called Time and Time Again. Actually, 8th grade, Time and Time Again, Miss Hancock. It was a musical, and I was trying my hand at the high school musical. Well, they gave me one part, and as the part, I was a 50s gangster, okay? Now, at the time, my hair, oh goodness, was what, to my knees, would you guys say?
At least.
Yeah, my hair was very, very, very long. Okay. I never cut my hair. And so it was at least down past my knees. And so it took them about 3 hours to try to, because I got assigned the part gangster number 3. Okay. So I had to play like this 50s greaser gangster. And so they had to make me a boy. And so it took them about 3 hours to pin my hair underneath like this weird beret, and then I wore a biker's jacket. Well, I was very femininely shaped. There was no way you could tell that I was not a boy. Okay, even when I was on the stage trying to act like a boy. And so I had one line the entire play, and that one line was, "Oh, it's just a stupid dance anyway." And I was supposed to say that as like the bikers and all stormed off the stage. Okay, cool. But when I get up there, instead of saying it was a stupid dance anyway, which was the line, I just said, "Ah, it was a stupid play anyway." And I did not mean to say the word play. It was just kind of, we're in a play, we're in a play. Like this is what's going on in my head, like as I'm doing these things. Miss Hancock looked mortified, like, Amber, get off the stage. Like she just like, nah. And I didn't mean to say it. Now, given night 2, night 3, I didn't do it. But if you have the opening night of that play, you will actually have me standing on stage. And then what made it even worse, my zipper on my jeans, like my blue jeans, was down the entire time, like
You
in
know
that
what?
video. Yeah, it's
I'm going to
bad.
get.
It's
I'm going to
bad,
see if I can get
man.
my mom to send everything from Texas and send it to me. And I'm going to get everything from these tapes, from these micro tapes, put on DVDs. And Jesse, I'm going to get your address and send these things to you and
No.
have Jesse clip out part of
No.
our.
Dude, the Brat Chat behind the scenes box set.
Yes.
And dude,
And I mean,
if we you know I'll actually I'll get a quote from disc makers, and
okay.
we could totally usually a run of about 200 is about $4,000 if you do like the full production with the Amber looks very concerned right now.
It's about $4,000. Amber's face goes, what?
Coming
You
soon
have
to a
to think.
Kickstarter never. No.
Right.
Coming soon to a Kickstarter never. No, we are actually going to do a Kickstarter, but I don't think we actually told the podcast what some of my background is. So the certifications that I currently hold, I'm an accredited small business consultant, I'm a certified credit counselor, and I'm a certified financial educator. But I've actually been working kind of in the small business administration realm since 2019, helping veteran business owners actually start, build, and grow their small businesses. And so I started Better Bittner Business, like I said, to build a business network for military brats. And so that's ultimately what I'm doing. And so with the podcast, we're just hanging out for the moment and having fun. But I'm trying to turn it into something beautiful, and Jesse's partnering with me, and hopefully we're gonna create something beautiful for you guys. So we thank everybody for listening.
And you know, I think this is actually a really good point. We're actually at an hour and 20 minutes right now.
Oh crap.
Yeah, we ran a little long, guys.
We
So
normally do when it's the three of us.
yeah,
No,
I
I
mean,
need to
like
go.
the first night that we all reconnected, I think I was giggling in the laundry room for like 3.5 hours. Like,
Well, it's funny because like the first night we all reconnected and everything, my wife was at work, it was fine. As you see now, my wife's not at work and I get kicked out of the bedroom.
so, so Alex is now conversing with us in his car.
I am actually.
That is the doghouse, Alex. That is where you are.
it's a mobile home.
It is. Hey, look, it's a Chevy HHR. It is a mobile home.
There you go. It's a Chevy. As long as you didn't say Ford, you're good, because everybody knows that Ford means found on the roadside dead.
Fix or
So,
repair daily.
yeah,
Thank you.
they just burn too dirty. I like a Chevy, but that's also comes from my brother too. But anyways, with that being said, we do need to wrap it up. So guys, be safe out there. If you're trick or treating, things like that, make sure yes you're wearing your reflective vest. Make sure you're wearing something where people can see you. Don't be that person who gets hit on the side of the road. Yes, a PT belt can save your life. So I'm a firm believer of that. Glow sticks, light it up, okay? But let people know who you are. Don't be that pedestrian.
And have a buddy system.
Have a buddy system. Absolutely. And
Yeah.
if
And
you are in
remember,
Mississippi State, I apologize, because if you're a pedestrian and you get hit by a car, it is the pedestrian's fault. That's at least the way that the law is written to last time that I read it, unless it's been amended since then. So if you're in Mississippi, just be safe. And if you're walking on the side of the road, dodge all moving objects. Just be safe.
and if you're Stephen King, do not go jogging on Halloween, because you will get hit by a car again.
Either that, or you will get hit by somebody randomly with a baseball bat and then abducted and taken to a cornfield. That's also
Yeah.
Stephen King books right there.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Okay, guys. So
Happy Halloween!
happy
Happy
Halloween.
Halloween.
Task failed successfully. Oh God, this was great, everybody. Thank you for all the listeners and viewers out there. I'm gonna try to edit this. I've got one day to do it.
Yeah.
That's the real nightmare.
Well.
So good night, everybody.
Good night.